Well, I think everybody is pleasantly surprised with his contribution. We originally, and as I stated before, that when the whiteboard gets it to work out on over the summer months on the line combinations and where you're going to put people, he was a center iceman. And we found that when we made the change and put him on the wing, it seemed to loosen him up and made a big difference as far as what he was able to contribute. And he's been there ever since. So we think it we weren't using him properly, and we should have had him there earlier. You know, that's the way you look at it. But again, he's went out and he's earned his opportunities. We've used him on, you know, we're used him on the power play now. We're going to use him on penalty killing, use him 5-on-5, and he formed part of a checking line that we had going for a while before Komarov got hurt. And then through injuries and whatnot, we've been able to move those two wingers with any center iceman. They started with Holland, and then we've moved them with Kadri. And now he's with Kadri and Lupul. Again, we're looking to try to strike the offense, and they were able to make a contribution the other night. And hopefully that can alleviate some pressure off our so-called number one line.
Do you open him now strictly as a winger then for the rest of the year?
I think he can go back and play center if we need to, but I think he's more comfortable. He looks more comfortable playing the wing for us, and if he can make solid contributions the way he's had over the last little while, then we think, why would you move him?
After that win against Tampa a while back, he said the key was to find consistency. Do you feel you found a certain level of consistency you maybe didn't have a month ago or so?
Well, I think there is an adjustment period, you know, for coming to a team, a different team. He's obviously he was out in Vancouver, and then he suffered somewhat of a serious injury. I think he lost part of the year to it, and those are things that happen. And you know, and then we were fortunate enough that our people thought that he could help us, and that's really what we're looking at. Is he's added the depth to our lineup. He can play a pace game. He can play up your lineup. He can play down your lineup, and he's a pretty flexible and useful player.
With Stefan Robidas, it seems like less is more with him. What are you noticing in terms of differences from start?
Well, I think, again, there's a player that, you know, is coming off a pretty severe injury. He didn't have very much of a training camp. And the one thing that you'll find is the older players usually find a way to make more of an impact as the season goes on. He doesn't change his approach. He's doing the same things that he was doing earlier in the year, maybe even more, to find that consistency. He's a pro. He understands that the program that he prepares himself with is one that he's comfortable with, and it's a program, and developing that program, we hope that some of that rubs off on some of our other players, that they would you know, take notice of a veteran guy doing the things that he does to prepare night in, night out, after games, before practice, and they'll develop their own program that they can feel comfortable with and reap some of the benefits of being consistent with that.
Randy, with David Clarkson, with David Clarkson, was there a game, a hit, a goal, a play this year where you looked and you said, maybe even in training camp, you know, he's back to being, you know, the David Clarkson we saw in New Jersey?
I don't know if there's. I think there's been a bunch of moments. I think the reset button, as we stated, was going to be used with David Clarkson, and we had conversations about it. We felt that he was definitely could make more of a contribution to our group than he did last year, and we felt that, he felt that, and I would guarantee anybody in here would have thought he could be better. So we just had to find a common ground, and we've used him. You know, I think the one thing that has given him some confidence is getting on the second power play unit. Historically, he's been a power play guy, and then looking back on last year, again, the 10-game suspension, and then the extended injury. You know, he missed 20-plus games last year, and that was, most of it was at the beginning of the year, so that again sets players back, and we weren't able to get that going for him. And this year we said we're going to start that reset button, and he's flourished with our group and making a contribution. And I think Clarkie would be the first guy to say it, that he has to play down by the goal line, down in the corners, from the top of the circle in. I don't think he's a guy that has a lot of success going end to end with the puck or carrying the puck a lot through the neutral ice, beating people. I think he's a cycle guy. He's a hard guy to play against down low. He protects the puck well. He's a puck possession guy, and he'll go to the dirtiest areas to score goals.
Do you think he's benefited from having Spot on, somebody from his past who coached him in juniors?
Well, I think always there's relationships that were developed, over a player's career, and to have a coach that I'd coached him at one point and helped him in his development as a junior and to be a pro is always a benefit for sure.
Leo's been skating. Do you have any sense of whether or not he's ready for tonight?
Leo will not play tonight.
Have you noticed a more positive energy in the building the last couple of home games here? Fans get more into it, or?
Oh yeah, as we stated before, we wanted this place to be a place that our fans would be raucous, and I think the goals that have been scored and the type of games the last little while, and obviously when you're having success, it's a lot easier to get behind your team, and we have to give them reasons to cheer. Simple as that.
Update on Brandon Cozen?
Cozy's still in the American Hockey League. He is there for one more game for sure. After that, there'll be a reassessment and where he's at and how we feel, and if there's, there'll be a discussion on where the next step will be for him.
Have you considered at all doing away with morning skates or just making them optional the rest of the year?
The players would like that.
Do you see any value to it?
I do see value in it. They don't. So there's a little bit of give and take. They've asked for this, so we're giving it to them. They like to make it optional. It'll always be an optional, unless we play somewhere the night before, and then we feel it's better if you get back in, late at night and it's 2 o'clock in the morning, and we feel it's better for them to rest and then come in at 4:30 and to do our stuff there. But when you play every second day, we practiced yesterday. We played the day before. We've kind of had that schedule here for the last 3 games, and they've asked for the morning skates to be optional, so we give them what they asked for.
Are you expecting a dramatically different game tonight with a different type of opponent, and also?
Well, we know they're going to clog up the middle of the ice. They're going to have 5 guys collapsed. They're traditionally a real tight hockey club to play against, and if you turn pucks over, you're going to be in trouble. And they're a veteran group that has a lot of moxie with the puck, so we've got to be smart with it.
Are these the ones you worry about just a little bit more because this team is sub 500?
To tell you the truth, I worry about every one of them. I don't worry about it. I can't say that one's more than the other. As a coach, I don't think we could ever go into a game and say we've got this one. That's not what we're built like as to coach in the NHL. It'll bite you in a hurry, I'll tell you that.